priest or a rabbi there to bless the egg, and that's how you pasteurize something.
But instead of a priest, is it a cow that has to do that process?
If you can find a cow priest to bless your chicken while she's giving birth to these eggs.
Yeah.
Giving birth.
Then that's the best. Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, but everyone says laying.
I've always wanted
but it's birthing. BERTH.
If I were to get more animals, I would get chickens.
Yeah.
Because you could one day they'll die and you could eat it, but then they'll
also
live.
I just have eggs.
Yeah.
My little sister has a flock of ducks. No joke.
In a room?
In our backyard.
That's fucking adorable.
But they're little chicks.
They get bigger though.
They do get bigger, yeah. And at that point, I think she said she's going to release them into the canal. That's only like a block away.
And just keep one and just make sure to get a nice long tube. And then you get what you do is you just fill that with fat and you shove it down their throat, fill up their liver, and get that foie gras, baby.
Wait a minute.
That's how they make foie gras.
Ew.
They shove a fucking tube down a goddamn goose's neck.
Yeah, and they force
feed it and fill its liver till it's fat as fuck.
For a second there, I thought you were just making that up, but then I remembered. Oh no, that is real.
It's the goddamn French again, fucking everything up and ruining geese.
I'm not going to defend.
Ducks.
But I'm pretty sure there was a more traditional way to do it that did not involve
that timely process of shoving it down.
You live as a bird and you eat, and if your liver happens to get fat, then you got a fucking fat liver. There's no other way to
How do you know when it's time though? When the liver's
because the goose explodes. And that's how you get the liver
way
out.
to get frogwa is if it blows
It's just a bicycle pump full of
lard.
Fucking lard, just pumping it into their
bumping
demon hide. I mean, yes, geese are fucking horrifying, but they don't deserve that shit.
Yeah, on the bike trails here.
Fuck those. God.
There's been plenty of times. The other day, did I tell the story last time? I was going past a steep, lush, grassy hill filled with geese. And I was between the geese and the river. Yeah. And I was going down, and then all of a sudden they all started fucking quacking at me. They just ran right at me, and I just had to go quicker. That was it. And I don't know what it was.
You always think you're gonna hit them or something, but they get out of the way, or they don't.
Or they don't if they want.
I think they know that cyclists will avoid them, so they don't get out of the way.
They're pushing their luck. That's what they're doing.
It's out at the patio bars and shit, and birds will come up to you, and they know that...
And they keep asking for change.
Hey, man, you got any spare string? I'm trying to build a nest for my babies.
Could really use some fucking some
couple eggs dropped out of my nest today. Lost some kids. Just help me out. You got a worm, some string,
some breadcrumbs.
But they're taking risks and they're not afraid of people, and that's the problem. Animals need to be afraid of people.
There is a word for that. Anthropomorphism.
Oh, sure.
Where animals start adapting to human development.
I thought that's when we start mimicking animals.
No. That's not what anthropomorphizing is.
Not us mimicking animals. But us putting our own qualities.
No, it's anthropocentric.
That's right. Sure. Anthropomorphic.
Whatever.
Yeah. Keyword morph.
Anthropomorphic is when you're applying.
There was a guy. There was a guy that was studying crows, and he realized that they can recognize, catch the sunlight.
Oh yeah.
Have a reflective property, and he installed machines. I don't remember where this was. That would reward a peanut if a piece of litter was placed in them. And he trained the crows to actually clean up the park because they would want a peanut.
But I thought they had bird brains. I thought that meant people that
I think crows are pretty smart.
Crows are smart.
Yeah.
There's this part on Planet Earth 2, if you guys didn't see that, where there's this bird in Africa, I think, in the urban areas that would decorate its entire nest with one color. Didn't matter where it came from, or if it's garbage, or if it's a flower, or if it's a piece of plastic. It would decorate its whole nest with one color just to have a bird, a female bird, come check it out and be like, "This is cool."
Damn, all one color.
I swear to God.
I'm just saying that's the female bird.
Sometimes they would do two colors, or the point was that they were always very particular.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was color coordinated, where it was one side is a color and one side is another color.
Did they use litter.
Yeah, litter or flowers or anything that had just a bright color to it. It didn't have to be the same object.
You got keep on littering, people. You got to help the birds out.
And if there's more crows, then that means there's more,
It wasn't a crow.
failed
it was like a
brooding
fish,
musicians that are going to get shot, that are going to be able to come back to life and be able to be like protectors of the city. If there aren't any crows, then there can't be The Crow.
Yeah.
Starring Brandon Lee, who tragically died.
But on the flip side of that, you also don't want the birds to rise up and start running into your windows and killing everyone.
And for no reason, too.
For no reason. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was probably a good reason. We just never.
The thing about that is that's why that movie's fucked up, is because there's
no explanation.
There's no explanation of why the birds are attacking everybody.
Yeah, comedy bit aside, you're right. That is why it's awesome. Cause
it's the Hair Club of Movies. Hair Club of Movies. Watch the movies, 'cause it's Hair Club of Movies.
It's gonna let you figure that out. Welcome to the Hair Club for Movies.
My name is Michael.
I'm Andrew.
Hi, my name's Drew.
And this week we watched Drew's pick, Nightcrawler.
Oh.
From 2014.
2014. I thought for some reason that was more recent.
I did
think
too.
It had a pretty big release on Netflix.
The internet?
Mm-hmm.
But was it released in theaters at some point, like a limited release?
I'm sure it was. I think it was an indie.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean this was never in theaters?
No, not all of them. I think it was like
Holy
an
shit.
indie
I mean,
film
dude, that's happening more and more. Movies that would have lower budgets that aren't fucking goddamn franchise.
This was nominated for an Oscar, though, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
It was nominated for something. I remember it wasn't just
maybe
like
cinematography or the score.
Maybe,
or something.
yeah. Something. I don't know.
Well, anything, because this movie was fucking...
It was great.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
It's a really good movie. Very, very unnerving and tense the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Almost
know
the
if I
entire
can
time.
think of another movie that had such a vile main character.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I guess American Psycho is like...
This is very close
Yeah.
to that kind of personality,
It's
I suppose.
just the portrait of a sociopath.
Yeah. God damn it. And also, did they find, like, a Jake Gyllenhaal lookalike to play this role? Because it's obviously Jake Gyllenhaal, but he made him somehow
He
made
lost
himself...
like 20 pounds or
20
something
pounds.
like that.
But besides the weight, like, for something in his face looked like so different. Like,
He's
his
like
eyes...
sunken in because he lost a lot of weight, and I was reading about it. He lost a lot of weight. He said that he likened his character to a hungry coyote.
Yeah.
So he wanted to
That's
be like
kind
a
of a
scavenger,
Uh-huh.
and he wanted to.
That's
he
so
probably
accurate.
was sleep deprived on purpose, like
I just feel like...
Christian Bale
did he,
type
like,
shit.
Did he, like, shave his eyebrows or something? Or, like...
Hey, I mean, that's what
punch-
happens when you're...
He's got like a pretty angular, like if you look at his
he's
brows,
an
he's got
angular
a,
person, but like his eyes in this movie.
Well, you know what I'm saying? He's got
so-
a prominent
I hear you.
brow,
I hear
like
you.
kind of. He's already got like weird eyes. He's got kind of odd features already.
Yeah.
But normally they were
Weird
in like
eyes.
other movies. His eyes never seemed as psychotic. as
because
they
they're
do.
Well, they're sunken,
also-
and also he does not... one of the methods he used, I read, was that he tries not to blink when he's...
that had to have been it.
He's
because
also in every single scene in the movie, which is not that common.
he's in every single.
Let's
scene.
do it like
Wait,
let's
real
do a
quick,
synopsis.
back to what you said. It
Yeah.
did get nominated for Best Writing for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
The writer and director was Dan Gilroy.
Dan
The first
Gilroy.
thing he made, I think.
He
First thing he
wrote
made,
other
no way.
things, but it's the
Directed.
first one he directed.
Oh fuck yeah. That's awesome.
Okay, should we
Synopsize.
synopsize?
You try and do it this time.
Okay, there's a guy.
I'm gonna rush through it.
All right, it's at night, right? Okay, and this guy's crawling the whole time.
Yep.
Oh God. He's a
Jake
word.
Gyllenhaal's
And he gets-
is a guy that is pretty much desperate to make money any way he can. He's pretty much clear from the opening scene that he's kind of a sociopath, and he has violent
issues.
tendencies and issues with people, and he decides to... He stumbles upon a car crash, fiery car crash,
Yes.
on his way back from trying to sell some metal things things.
Stolen metal
Items.
Who do you steal the metal from?
The city.
They don't show that.
He had some manhole covers, he had some fence, and he had some copper wire or something.
Yeah.
I've opened a manhole. They are hard to open in.
Yes.
They have very heavy covers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
Not hard if you have the right... You could use like a fucking tire
or
iron or something.
Oh, or
Tire,
whatever tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is very hard.
And then he stumbles upon a crash, sees some people filming this, talks to them about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. And
decides
it turns out they're Nightcrawlers.
They're Nightcrawlers.
Mm-hmm. Which means...
They're not mutants.
No.
Sadly.
No, not at all.
But they are scavengers
of film.
Yes. That sell bloody, horrible things to the news.
Local news.
Yeah. That there's a for real ass job.
I couldn't believe that when I was watching this movie that I hadn't thought of this before. Like, who are the people that go and film
these people?
I guess I assumed that the networks had people, but I guess they don't have enough, or they use most of their crews for like on location spots, like with an anchor.
Yeah, and I bet in a place like Los Angeles, which is already fucking depraved, and the whole goddamn city is just you know everyone is down to like sell themselves for something. Yeah, I mean that's the image. I don't know. It's Hollywood, but that seems like pretty
not
much what
like
it is.
maybe not all. It's probably
but like we're New York City or someplace that it's like really like you gotta fucking make it.
Yeah.
Town and places blah blah blah. He decides to become a Nightcrawler. And then he gets into some fucking crazy shit.
Some crazy shit.
And starts going up into some places that he shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm. Tampering with crime scenes.
He gets a partner, and then his partner, who was in Four Lions.
Riz Ahmed.
Yeah.
And fucking Star Wars, I guess. I haven't seen that still. Rogue One.
Gotta watch that.
And blah, blah, blah. Partner dies, and he fucking starts a company.
Yeah.
And he wins.
He starts a company.
My favorite part about the movie, spoiler, is that nothing bad happens to him.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, he just pulls it all off.
Because guess what? That's who actually runs the world.
Now, one thing I missed this time through, so one of the biggest breaks he gets is he is able to get to a crime scene before the cops, and it's in a wealthy neighborhood, a family, I think 3 people are killed.
Yeah.
Couple and their maid.
This is like the turning point.
Yeah, and that's like toward the end. And does he let somebody die when he gets there first?
There's a man there like gurgling.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So
and
if he could have called the cops,
yeah.
Well, no, the cops were already called, but
to go there because of the 911 call.
Yeah.
But he was just closer. He was like 5 blocks away and pulled the U-turn.
So
like
he
one
was
of the few times he didn't
complicit.
have to. Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously, but yeah, that was I guess that was what was implied.
In reality, I mean, I think that, like, I know this is fiction, and it's more interesting if, like...
Actually based loosely on a real guy, though, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm sure
like
this shit is fictional, like completely
The real guy was probably apathetic toward human suffering,
just
but
a cold guy.
Not like a vile, evil person.
Yeah. That sets up things for
them. When he was running through the triple murder house, that really nice house with like the shotgun and
horror
like
house.
Whatever. But he was like going into rooms and like touching walls and like metal railings and stuff like that. And in reality, with that kind of a murder, like a triple fucking murder in a house like that, they'd get his fingerprints and associate him with the crime. But he admitted to being
there and said that he got there so quick and was walking through the house to see if anyone could be helped.
I suppose so, but like the way he shot his footage, cops would be like, how do we not know?
How the fuck did you get... Yeah.
How do we know you weren't just a part of this and filmed it? You know, like, I don't know, like, there'd be so many more questions than just... Which there kind of was. I mean, he did get questioned.
I recognize that female officer from something else, too. Do you know who I'm talking about? The one that gets...
the black woman?
Yeah.
No. Don't know.
Well...
No.
Anyways...
I feel like I would have noticed her because I was so distracted by the mole on her chin that I couldn't...
Oh, I was like, is that lint or just like a...
No, it was a mole.
It's like, oh man,
It was like an Austin Powers moment. I was like, I can't look at her face.
It was like white and shiny, yeah.
Yeah, it was too much.
Just like a glean. Man,
I was wondering, I was like, is that on my screen?
Nope. Whoa, she's got some lit on her chin, I think. Wow, why'd they use this shot?
Yeah, why would they use the shot? Just have a makeup artist come
just
by
cover
real quick.
it up.
Just real quick. Just you gotta think.
She was in True Detective.
Oh,
that's why I haven't seen her.
Season
I haven't
1?
seen True Detective.
I don't know if it was season 1 or 2.
You still haven't seen any of it?
Nope.
Oh my good lord. Go watch it.
I bet it's
season 1. I mean, watch season 2 also. That's because that's good luck.
Yeah.
I can't even say that I mean, I can say that it's not good, but like it's just
just disappointing
It
compared to the
is.
first
stuff
season,
happens.
too.
I know that stuff happens in that show.
True Detective season 1 is probably one of the best seasons of television ever.
Really?
In my opinion.
Absolutely.
It is so good. Anyways, we don't need to.
We don't need
Nightcrawler.
to sell you on that. The part in this movie when Bill Paxton rushes up. I watched this movie in parts. Like I watched the first half a week and a half ago, and then the second part last night. Mm-hmm. When Bill Paxton shows up and records the first fire car or whatever on the highway, I thought that was for some reason going to be his only part.
Oh no, he's like
Oh yeah.
For some reason, even though Jake Gyllenhaal is in this movie, I thought he was the star of the movie. Like I thought Bill Paxton just showing up just because this is an indie film and it's like why not?
I mean,
but then he actually had a larger part in the movie. And
Yeah,
I didn't expect that at all.
That also he's the first person who he kills.
Does it kill him?
well he
Oh, I guess you're right. He
ruins
was
his business.
so apathetic toward him that he let him almost die.
I thought he dies.
Yeah,
I
probably.
think
Or he's injured bad enough that
it happens the same night though of
How
that.
did he just cut the brake lines? How do you?
You can imagine he did something that there might have been a delayed effect or something on the car.
I guess how does he die? He's in the stretcher bleeding.
Well, they
What
show up
happens?
to a car accident.
His news van ran right into a pole.
Oh,
and there's a scene of Jake Gyllenhaal going to that guy's house, getting under his van, and then leaving. You don't see what he does.
Yeah.
But you can imagine.
Yeah, he probably cut the brake lines.
Yeah.
But you would think they'd be able to check that, the police.
Yeah.
But not who did it.
I guess, and if the car's messed up enough, maybe they.
Oh yeah, they missed it. Yeah.
I think that I feel like I say this a lot, but I feel like this movie is every movie is heightened. Mm-hmm. But I feel like this exists because there's the scene when they're talking about Rene Russo and Jake Gyllenhaal's character. They're talking about it's like their first
the first
initial
time
meet. They're talking about what leads. Like if it bleeds, it leads. Like all this stuff, and she's just rattling off all these things that may be true in real life, but I feel like people wouldn't just be saying if it's a murder. White people getting murdered in an affluent part of town is better than fucking a gang drive-by in Southside or whatever. Like
the logic's there though.
But it's fucking true. I mean, obviously, this I wrote down this is, puts the audience in the position of a voyeur while watching voyeurs.
Yeah.
But we're already the voyeurs too as the audience that this happens in real life. Mm-hmm. So obviously this movie is commentary on our consumption
being desensitized to human suffering.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
but I feel like it's just that one click above that we were talking about with
it's not perfect reality. It's
whatever
just
that we talked about.
A little bit heightened.
Yeah,
I get that.
So I think things like shit, the cops.
That's often the best way to, have proper, fulfilling commentary. Just like how a science fiction story can't say so much about our reality. It's heighten certain things to emphasize them.
Most of the characters not most of them, but there was that character, I forget his name, he played Shaw in Mad Men. The other man in the newsroom.
Oh yeah, he was
besides the woman
producer guy that was skeptical.
Oh yeah, I mean he was mentioning what we're all thinking. Legally we can show this, but ethically, why are we doing this? Kind of
she's
thing.
fucking.
His name is Kevin Ram.
Kevin Ram.
Frank Cruz.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He was bringing it up multiple times, and especially at the end when he says that, the triple murder house wasn't just an innocent family. Mm-hmm. They actually had cocaine stuffed in the walls and shit like that. This was a drug-related blah, blah, blah. And she wanted to still narrate it as if it was like an innocent, like upper class family.
Yeah, she said he said it detracts from the story.
Yeah,
and she said it is the story.
Yeah,
I wrote that down. Yeah, I mean that pretty much that sums up the whole movie. But that's also hits the nail on the head of the commentary that they're trying to make.
Yeah,
I wrote down like that you could call it a satire. But it's too real and not funny enough.
Yeah,
But this movie is fucking funny, I think.
I don't know.
I don't remember laughing.
Really?
I don't remember laughing.
I think shit like some of this.
Well, actually, I take that back.
He's so heightened and he's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like American Psycho. That movie's fucking hilarious.
No, but that I get.
But I think I feel like this movie operates on the same level at times. When there are times like earlier on, especially when he's not as. It's not as, and I don't know, just the fact that he's so cold and so like just getting away with it, not hilarious, but like.
No, I hear you. I take it back because there's moments when he's like pragmatically explaining himself to someone, and it's so like it's so.
He says, "A friend is a gift you give yourself." I laughed at that. He's saying these things because he's so good at manipulating people.
Yeah, and so he's like
he's forcefully convincing people to do these things to her. Like even like the gross. He's like basically. I don't know if you could call it like rape, but he's manipulating Rene Russo's character into basically like.
That was amazing.
Sexually,
that whole scene that was blackmail.
It's blackmail, but at least. But then she seemingly is like,
"Fuck it,
like But so it shows like
that was a great scene.
It shows like how
she's already willing to go beyond what she needs to.
Yeah, I like that
story
because
like, she's already not great herself.
In the beginning, you think she's like a person of power, like just absolute
she's
power,
but washed up.
Yeah, and then the power dynamic in that scene completely changes. Completely changes. It goes from this person who at the beginning desperately needed her to take his footage to now he's such a quick learner and like psychopath that he's managed to learn everything about this person. To where now she is subservient to him in the same scene because she was going to walk out on him and be like, I just did this as a professional courtesy, blah, blah, blah. But then all of a sudden he keeps revealing this information that she is like, oh my God, he fucking knows everything, doesn't he? Like, I am in a desperate position, so he knows all my cards.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an amazing, like, 5-minute or 6-minute scene.
Well, and he was risking nothing because he has the contract. He can, like, go ahead and try to work for another network. One of the most interesting things about this film to me, because it's really just like a character study.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Lou
Bloom.
Yeah, Lou Bloom.
That they don't give you any backstory. You don't really know where he comes from. It starts with him breaking into the car lot, and you can see you see what he's capable of. He takes down the security guard.
Yeah.
And the way he talks to him, like he's so calm and collected, able to manipulate people, like you said. But what do you think he did before he started doing this? We know that he was scrapping metal and stealing metal. And
I think it probably escalated. I think it probably started small and then
like small cons and
Yeah.
He obviously
doesn't know anyone else. Like
or everyone else he knows
looks like a little
killed.
Well, that's what I mean.
Looks like a murder dungeon.
Yeah. I imagine that just the way his character is, that maybe he like came from like no parentage.
Or like abusive, absent parents.
Maybe just absent parents. Like I honestly, this is the kind of like person that you imagine has no relationship with any sort of like person who gives a shit. I don't know how to put it. Like I was gonna say love, but like he is so detached from other people, and it's so well done in this movie. Like the way he cannot empathize. Or not even like empathize. He's not stupid. He knows people are going through shit, but he's putting him through it anyway for his own benefit. Especially Rizzo.
Well, I think there's a sociopath, but I think it's also not maniacal, but like a psychopath.
Yeah,
he's a psychopath.
Yeah. I mean, he knows. He's not ignorant of like the people suffering. He knows it.
He's
all.
aware, but
he goes for it anyway.
Yeah,
because he's like, I don't know, like capitalizing on it, but
that's all he cares about is profit. He's not. That's interesting. So in Dungeons and Dragons, you characterize your actions based on like an alignment, and there's only 9 alignments, and everyone falls within one of these 9, and there's degrees
good,
within them.
Neutral good.
His character is not chaotic evil. He's, I would say, neutral evil. He doesn't give a shit about the law.
He commits evil, but
he doesn't. He's only in it for himself. He'll do whatever it takes to better himself, and he's not intentionally hurting people. But if that's something he has to do, then he'll do it.
Oh yeah,
without any regret.
There's parts of this movie that scared me because I was like, oh man, he kind of looks and acts like me in this one instance.
Well, I think that's the point. I think that he is supposed to be a reflection of the darkest parts of all of us.
It's just like the way he's like professionally talking about certain things, I'm like, I kind of agree with him there. And then there's other parts where I'm like, definitely don't agree with him there.
Yeah. Well, obviously he's like has a great business mind.
Exactly.
He just applied it in a shitty way.
Yeah, I think it's like it makes me feel so uncomfortable.
But it's like sadly, like or scarily, this is heightened, sure, but shit just like this, just. A click back fucking happens. I mean, people are constantly preying off of whether it's the paparazzi.
I was just about to say this is like TMZ, but for accidents and stuff.
But like you're a disgusting piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it's like that. But it's also like that. You could even say like that there's like a woman. I was just talking about this with somebody, maybe Becca, about some. It's like. Photographers, like journalistic photographers that go to like third world countries and stuff and see like children getting fucking eaten by flies and shit. Yeah. And then just like, boom, take a picture and then they won a fucking Nobel Prize for the picture. Yeah.
Now, and I would say, not to say like that's always great. There is, I mean, journalism serves a valuable purpose, and journalistic photography does too. So like portraying human suffering, in an artistic and effective way is good.
It's important.
But,
if it's a fucking human life, why are you really in this?
Are
you really in this to fucking further the human fucking understanding of suffering? Yeah. I don't think so. I think you're in it because you want a fucking award.
I forget.
That photography
that shit. You click that shutter and you're like, fuck yeah.
The name of the picture, but there's this very famous controversial photo, exactly what you're talking about, of this small child. It's like a staunch black and white picture in Africa. Horizontal. There's a kid in the background who's just walking, and in the foreground there's a vulture. Oh yeah. And it's a really beautiful picture, and a part of the appeal was that when it was presented in a gallery, it said the boy in the back died of starvation shortly after this was taken. Yeah. And that fact, when he included that, or I forget the artist's name and everything, but I just know there's a big story because everyone who went to the gallery, half of them were like, this is important work, and other half were like, why the fuck did you just take a picture of this and let that boy starve? Yeah. And I don't think the person let the boy starve. He knew he was starving, but it's not like...
He only had like 2 Cliff Bars on him, man. He had to have them for himself.
But sadly, that is the truth. It's not like these photographers... I mean, the photographers most of the time are stretching themselves thin, getting to that part of the world anyway.
Yeah, but those people live in,
part of the world. Yeah, I get it. It's like
it's such a fucking...
That's why it's controversial, because...
First world privilege.
A photographer isn't financially, he doesn't have enough like money to make a difference. He can feed him for like a week, maybe even a month if he like really cared. Like he'll be there and spend all his fucking money to feed these people for a month, but then at some point he's gonna either run out of money or like time.
Well, and who's to say that this might be giving the photographer too much credit, but who's to say maybe he did donate like a large portion of the profits of the photo.
Yeah, maybe.
To, an aid program that...
This was a controversial topic, though. I don't think he did that. Because, people really didn't like this.
He's like, peace, I fucking did it.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's one of those things,
it's an interesting
topic. Is art even... Art is important to us.
It actually...
To the first world, but, like, in the scheme of things... It is not important, but if you go down that whole life, one person's life is not important.
There's
either. You can go down.
There's echoes of that today with that like photography thing when like someone's getting harassed by the police or like beat up by the police, and there's like 10 onlookers all recording it, and it's important, I guess, that they record
That is something else, though. I think that.
you have like this terrible thing happening, and then people still just watching. You know.
Well, but that's different. Like, it's not someone traveling. It's not disaster tourism.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not
that's true.
fucking. It's people that are in the neighborhood that. What are you going to do? Punch the cop?
No, you're not.
You're actually. It's like a pen is mightier than the sword situation.
Yeah,
it's the phone is mightier than the sword in situation because recording that happening that's proof, motherfucker. Like that's more damning than anything.
Yeah, and the more
do.
people
Absolutely.
that do it, the more secure that footage will be.
Well, allegedly, man.
Yeah.
Apparently, I mean, they can accidentally delete 10,000 videos. Because it was an accident, though. But
What do you mean? What?
Oh, you didn't hear about this? Here in town, there were the dash cams. Those dash cams, or I don't think they have vest cams here yet.
No.
But they had,
cams.
it was over 10,000 dashboard camera videos got fucking accidentally, in quotation marks, deleted. And
Like
they were trying
from one day?
from Columbus, from
like
10,000
a database
videos,
of
a database of all these dash
Well,
I mean-
it was probably only for 2 or 3 things that were like super important. They get rid of
Yeah, but
incredibly damning evidence.
yeah, exactly.
Of the police
and then the
department.
next day they posted a thing like, "Oh, police are frantically trying to get these files back."
It does sound suspicious, but I can believe that did just happen.
But either way,
It
what do you
sucks.
got? Fucking what is it? Police Academy running this? Accident? How easy is it to delete the most important fucking? You know?
Yeah.
But like, also nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, god damn it! Thanks a lot for deleting those." Like, we're real angry at you for that.
Exactly.
No, they're happy. Either way, it's good for them.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's interesting.
it's just.
I imagine this when stuff like that happens. It's too easy to go straight to the paranoid explanation. It's like, oh, that all must have been relevant to something.
But it's fucking
Yeah.
Occam's razor sometimes, especially nowadays when it's so blatant. Like, simplest answer is probably.
well, the simplest answer to me in that situation might be that police most times are incompetent
fucking
and old
idiots.
40-year-old dudes
bet-
who don't know how to operate a computer.
I'll bet
Yeah,
whoever
that's
deleted
also
those
true.
videos
But either
was
way-
incredibly incompetent.
Yeah.
They probably really just had to get rid of one thing. They're
Yeah.
like, I fucked up real bad
Yeah.
on February
get
1st,
fucking-
2014.
Listen,
I'm
don't
just
worry
gonna
about
get
it.
rid of them all.
No, it was like
that could work.
you know,
too.
Agent Schneider fucking shot that kid, but we can't afford another. We don't have it in the budget to cover another child
that could
shooting.
work. That could work.
So go put, Bobby. Well, the new guy Bobby. He doesn't know his ass from his elbow. Go put him on that computer with all the important files and tell him to do it. And
Just
then
do his best.
clean
He's
house.
going to delete it on accident, and then we'll blame him, and we'll be good.
But we will have to murder him.
But it'll be fine. We'll just fire him. We'll put him on suspended leave. It'll be fine. People will feel satisfied. All right. You want to do a TO? Do
We'll
a
TO
break?
right now.
Go take a shit.
Terrell Owens?
Drink some Red Bull. So really, it gets my guts going. I
We
don't
all
know.
shared a Red Bull.
We all did share a Red Bull. That's not a joke.
Just like a nice big glass with 3 bendy
And we
straws.
clinked glasses and can. Mm-hmm. That was great.
Okay.
Bye. And we're back. Back at the Hair Club for Movies, continuing our talk
Continuing our
about
talk about Nightcrawler.
Daredevil.
Uh-huh.
So Nightcrawler, I would say my favorite part isn't really one scene, but how they show the steps that Lou goes through. Like, at first he attacks the security guard, he steals that stuff, so he's getting worse and worse. Then when he's filming, when he breaks into that person's house and it's a crime scene and he moves photos around on the fridge.
Yeah.
Thing is, that might be one
Wow.
of my... It's just like a really powerful characterization.
I didn't realize how much I was going to be on edge in this movie.
Yeah.
Just from the possibility of something going terribly wrong, which it already has technically because it's a murder or like a car accident or a plane crash. All that stuff technically already has gone wrong for him or for other people. But for him, when he like enters the homes or like touches the bodies to move them into a better shot, or like when he's the first on the scene, every time he's like going through the house, it's so... the way they shot it, I guess, or the way... the possibilities of things happening, because it's the first time watching the movie, like, I just was so nervous the whole time. Even though if something did happen to him, I'd be like, good, because he's an asshole. But like,
I think that's one of my favorite parts is the fact that he does go through all of this shit, and like you think like, okay, when's
he gonna eat it? Yeah.
And it's like a hard cutaway, and then he's got a team. Yeah. That's the end of the movie.
That was amazing. I didn't think that was going to be the end. I love
that.
Although I did like his strategy before. He had the sports car, which explained why he was so much quicker than the cops. Yeah. But then in the end, he gets 2 vans.
So 2 heads better than 1? We'll see in Nightcrawler 2.
I think that was acknowledging, though, that Bill Paxton's character did have it right. Like, because he when he was late to the plane crash, was
cut out his competition. And,
Well, but that's the thing that happens is like it's just him slowly, just like leapfrogging over these people that he gleans these things off of people, and then he eliminates them.
That's what I mean. Like, I think the red car was maybe because he wanted a red car, and also because he was trying to beat his competition. He's trying to beat bad.
Well, and then also shows you how much money he's earned.
Yeah, exactly. It was multiple things, that red car. Yeah. And it's like once his competition was gone, that he admitted and went back to be like, nope, he was right. 2 vans are great.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is because he admits a few times, or maybe doesn't say that he's wrong, but he does things and changes what he does because he's.
He's a quick learner.
He's a quick learner.
You never see Lou Bloom outside of his comfort zone. He's always collected.
Yeah.
And just like able to handle everything that might come to pass.
Yeah. He's calculated. When the cops come to look for that fucking his evidence, he already has an edited version of the shit because he knew.
Because he knew.
Yeah.
And I was also wondering that, like, I mean, it made sense when later in the film he revealed that he didn't show the people getting into the car. Because I thought, before I knew his motives, I was like, that's the most valuable part of all of this. And then when he went to show it to the people, he didn't show that part. And I was like, why didn't he show that part? And then I was like, oh, of course. Because he knows that's the most valuable part. And he held on to it to turn it into even more money, basically. Which was...
Exactly. And it's like orchestrate that.
It's horrific, but I'm like... But I'm watching, I'm like, that's smart. Fuck. Yeah. That's so smart. Well, because I would have just been the schmuck to be like, here's the most valuable part of this film. You just have it for like, $1,000. I probably would have.
But also, I feel like in real life, that's probably not how shit would have played out.
No.
eBay, probably dead.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna see Riz's character in the red car waiting right outside the driveway, and then be like, what the fuck? He's like looking right at us, and then probably go back or something. I don't know.
Also, Riz's character mentions how like we have a red car.
We
stand out.
Like I was thinking that the whole time too. I was like, fucking, there's no way they're not going to notice this red car.
Yeah,
but they didn't. I guess because I stayed far enough away from them.
Sure. Yeah. For whatever reason. Well, they're probably, who knows, if they just had a shootout, they could be worried about other criminals. Like, they could have a lot on their mind.
Yeah, that's true.
At that moment, too. Like, looking out for things they know.
Mm-hmm. But, what was it? The moment when Riz Ahmed's character, I keep forgetting his name.
Carl?
Is it Carl?
Why do I want to say Carl?
He says it like a million times because he gives him like performance reviews like every fucking car ride, which I love. Yeah. Those were funny when he's like saying like, I've noticed a big improvement. Rick. Okay, yeah. When Rick
Carl
notices he like puts it together that he can get more money. Yeah. Like when he's ruining
75.
Well, that part was funny, but when he's outside the car, like they found the car of like the people, they looked up the license plate, they got the car, and then Riz, after he's says $75 a night, he sits there and he realizes that like he can actually get like $25,000 or whatever, and he's constantly like saying, no, I want the money, I want more money, you need to pay me more money. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal's character was just gonna like kill him there,
or like he was gonna shoot him or something,
or something like that, but
he never directly kills anyone, though.
No, but he was brilliant. I mean, this is another thing. It's, like, brilliant the way he, like, just kept his cool. And, like, he was like, this person's exploiting me, and he's a liability now, and this is a huge risk. But I'm going to still keep my same, perfectly, like, sanguine demeanor. And at the very opportune moment, I'm going to endanger his life, and then he's going to die.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what happened.
Yeah. That I will say, the first time I watched this movie, which was like when it first came out on Netflix, I don't know, like a year ago.
Yeah.
I loved it then, but when Rick gets shot after the car accident, I was really like, I was surprised.
Yeah.
I did not expect it.
I wasn't expecting it because when he said he's dead, and he said it in a convincing way even to the audience because you don't see what happens and you can assume.
But he steps back behind the car.
Yeah. And like, it was the shot of when Riz is going up to there, but then you just see Riz's feet and you see the guy inside the car and you don't see his face yet, but then you see half a shot of his face, his eyes are open. That's the moment I was like, oh, he's dead.
He's right after that he gets shot.
Yeah. It was amazing. And the way he's like standing back, I thought he was going to like run away or something like that, but he just looks at the dude who just shot his cameraman and he was, I guess, felt confident that he wasn't going to shoot him too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he was just obviously there. He's like, there's another one. There's another one of us.
Maybe he ran out of bullets.
Guy
just ran out of bullets.
He shot at the cops.
Oh yeah.
Why
didn't he shoot?
That's what I mean. Like,
why didn't he shoot him?
It's just Jake Gyllenhaal's character felt strangely
he just
confident
gets away
there.
with everything.
Yeah,
so.
That's
Maybe
what the thing is like. It's
amped.
a little high. Like, just allow
maybe he's just
these
amped.
things to happen.
Yeah.
Well, so
Okay.
I guess this guy Dan Gilroy, he does have an upcoming project. He is writing called Inner City. I haven't read anything about it. And he also wrote Kong Skull Island.
Kong Skull
Island. And The Bourne Legacy. I don't know if he worked with other people, but I wanted to mention the movie The Fall that came out in 2006. Have you guys seen this?
I have not.
Directed by Tarsem, the guy that did
Just one word.
He did.
Tarsem.
He does hyper stylized, dreamlike movies. He did Life of Pi and The Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
The Cell?
Yeah.
Oh.
But this movie, The Fall, the reason during the break we were talking about Writers Guild of America screenwriting credits. I was researching that because Dan Gilroy, the writer of Nightcrawler, it's listed that he wrote this by himself, and then there was another treatment by two other people that worked together. So
interesting.
I'm curious because I like this movie a lot. If
the treatment's going to make it worse,
or if he had the original idea.
Oh, I see.
I
see. Maybe. I mean, he wrote. If you wrote Nightcrawler, this is a good movie.
I mean, it's not bad. I would say.
If you wrote Nightcrawler, this is a good movie.
Sorry, that was so.
Just want to tell you right now, writer of Nightcrawler
is not as good as Nightcrawler, but still, it's good. It's worth watching. Hair plug.
I'm starting to realize if someone makes a certain kind of movie, not just like a popular movie, but like a well-paced, good movie, then like I can trust the rest of their work for most of the time. Most of the time, it's not a fluke if you're a writer.
Yes.
You can't just stumble upon a good like, you know.
Yeah, because
maybe an idea.
All a director does is, puts the dominoes up so they're not.
I mean,
down.
I do think a director usually isn't given enough credit for solid performances or bad performances.
I was just about to say that actually. Like
that.
when there's a bad actor, you mostly, or like if the actor ruins a movie, you might think, oh, that actor just cannot act or whatever. But
it's
maybe
like
the director just had the wrong.
They had all these good actors.
Oh yeah.
I'm not including Hayden Christensen, but everybody else has proven themselves to be talented enough to at least carry a film. But they all had. They just don't look good.
Because if you think about it, you do still, before every scene, you, as an actor, rely on the director, like, putting you in the scene.
Yeah.
Who even
telling you what he
directed those
wants.
movies?
George Lucas, right?
No. Fuck no.
Yeah, he did.
No.
Yeah.
That dude hasn't directed shit since fucking Indiana Jones.
I promise you it was George Lucas.
No, it's some other motherfucker.
The trilogy?
Some other motherfucker.
The fucking prequels.
Yeah.
No.
The prequels.
Guys, I'm just going to look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up on the internet.
He directed the last 4 movies that George Lucas directed. We're going to start with the oldest. In 1977, Star Wars 4, A New Hope.
Sorry, never mind.
In 1999, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
That's why they're shit then.
Yeah, and then Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
But... So he didn't.
Talk about out of practice.
Well,
right?
He didn't direct. Notice he only directed the shitty Star Wars. Yes, including the first one.
You're not the first person to make that.
I didn't know that. God damn it. He just fuck him.
You are.
I'm late to the party.
Very late to the party.
But I don't like worship fucking Star Wars like everyone else.
So if
either.
you
Like the
include
prequels.
American Graffiti and PHX 1138, he's only directed 6 feature-length films.
Listen, the
Total.
man is
Wow.
not a director. He is a toy enterprise owner.
Yeah,
That's what he is.
absolutely.
Okay?
But
He's a fucking businessman.
but he did make one of the
No,
things
I mean,
love to
he-
Sure. But even
made
the
it.
first version he made was not what we saw.
He helped write Indiana
Jones.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But everybody knows that Steven Spielberg made those movies good.
Yeah, that's.
He also did the short for Captain EO.
Oh my god. Have you ever been to
screenplay.
Disneyland, Disney World?
I don't think that was there when I was a kid.
Oh my god. It is fucking... It's not there anymore.
We should watch that for like a...
Whoa, wait, Michael Jackson's in that?
It is a Michael Jackson. It's like a thing where you went into a theater and it's like you put on 3D glasses and the seats kind of
Oh my
move a little
God.
bit.
It's like Labyrinth, but like with Michael Jackson.
No,
It's
dude.
a short film.
It's basically
Okay.
just a music video. It's a long music video. Don't play it right now.
No,
We're not.
I was
It's like a
showing
long,
him
like
pictures.
back in the day, those Michael Jackson used to
Yeah,
have
like
those crazy long,
Thriller
all
used
of
to
them.
scare the shit out of me.
That Thriller is one of the most like impressive like achievements to ever be put onto fucking
Yeah.
film. Man, god damn
I don't
it.
know about that, but I mean, it was
Oh,
awesome.
I know about that. I'm confident in saying that.
Before we stray too far
He changed
from
the fucking
Nightcrawler.
whole
We all like Michael
music
Jackson.
video game. Do we all? I mean,
I do.
think a lot of people don't.
Anyways,
It's fine. It's not for here.
What
to-
do you guys rate Nightcrawler?
I'm gonna give it a day.
Uh,
Give it a day for
yeah,
Drew.
The Drew is the highest
Oh,
rating.
I give it
you
the
can,
highest rating.
You can earn at the
Drew, of
Xbox.
course, always hands out Drews. Because he just
I'll
likes
give him
himself that
Michael.
much.
Everyone's.
I didn't choose this
I'm just
rating
kidding.
system. I think I did.
No,
actually.
you did. I don't know actually how we landed on
Andrew,
it,
what do you-
but I did
'Cause
not. I was not on
Well,
board.
it's probably recorded out there on the internet.
I don't know.
somewhere. I don't know how. Anyway, I give it a Drew.
I'm gonna give it a Drew too.
That's a
Solid
3D.
Drew.
We gave it a
Good
3D.
It's a really
This
good movie.
movie's good enough, and describing it to someone, you would not think it would be a good movie.
Yeah,
But they pull it off. Mm-hmm. It's great.
very
Yeah.
good.
I like the way it's shot. I don't think there's very many scenes that take place during the daytime.
Well, it's called Nightcrawler, so
Yeah.
one would
Did you
assume.
Did you notice in the beginning of the movie when he beats that guy up and takes his watch? They do have a shot of that same
Oh, yeah.
watch still on his wrist
Oh,
when
yeah.
he comes out
And
of
it's
the
too
police station.
big. It looks like it's
Yeah.
too big. Like he
Yeah.
just doesn't care.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
trophy.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
they're going.
Oh!
Well, better grab our cameras and go.
They wouldn't have.
Find that scene. Sell it to the news. We didn't say one thing about the score. The score is fucking amazing.
I didn't
Yeah.
actually. I don't remember anything about the score.
Oh man, go rewatch it. The score
Yeah.
is like really.
Go rewatch the score.
I read.
I think it's too. It might be too
I
subtle. 'cause
read
don't remember
that
anything about it.
the musical cues are like inspired by the musical cues that are in his mind.
Yeah, they're almost too upbeat.
They're whimsical
yeah.
and like it
Yeah.
changes the tone of the movie because it's
Yeah.
like exciting and new and
Yeah.
fun for him in his mind, and that's kind of it. That's I think one of the most important parts of the movie is the score because it controls the tone and it changes the tone.
That's
But
true.
yeah, all right, time for something else to do.
Recently,
We all. I mean, well, a big movie came out, but not like a
yeah, Guardians of
Just
the
a
Galaxy
blockbuster.
2.
yeah, just
absolutely.
a little movie.
Yeah.
We saw it
We all saw
separately.
it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
all saw it. I didn't see it.
I
in
actually
theaters.
don't know what you guys think of it yet. So
Okay, so as a whole,
all we talked about so far is that we two of us had to pee real bad.
Yeah, Michael and I both had to pee real bad.
as a
and
whole,
affected-
not as
It.
good as the first one, but good still. Very good.
I agree. I got kind of sleepy during the middle of the film.
Yeah.
But then I thought the finale, like the end, the climax was also good. I didn't care. It kind of made
Yeah.
up for it.
I liked my favorite part about this movie was that out of all the superhero movies that are out there, this one finally, even though they said the fate of the universe was at stake, it wasn't. It was just them on a planet that they got trapped
Well,
on.
sort of. I mean, not to get too nerdy here, but I have a feeling Ego did have the capability to over.
Well,
yeah,
that
you
was
saw
the point.
like this
Life.
blue shit.
Well,
like,
the point
on
was,
like
yeah,
a bunch
that
of other
he wanted
planets.
to overgrow the entire universe.
He
so
wanted
that
to
was,
force the
it was.
singularity on everyone.
Yeah.
I got that, but it didn't. At least to the film's benefit, it didn't feel like another one of those God damn it! The whole thing's gonna go.
At least it wasn't an atomic bomb.
It's not.
It was a long
That's what I mean.
process.
Like, I think
it would take years.
I think maybe that's why. I guess I don't know because most superhero movies have to fucking just keep upping it, keep upping it.
Yeah,
but in in a super temporary way. Like whatever solves it fucking quick.
Right.
I hate
well,
that shit.
I think that this one they dealt with a few relatively small stories.
Yeah.
There was the story of Peter and his dad, and then there was the story of what else was going on here? Rocket, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
And Udo or Yondu. Udo.
Yeah.
Udo.
Rocket's all angsty.
Rocket, Groot, and
Ludo
and Yondu are off doing something.
Yeah,
and then there's the third
Nebula
one. Nebula.
And Gamora.
Gamora.
Yeah.
So it's all like about family. And then, wait, okay, so something I missed, is it implied that Yondu is Rocket's father?
What? No.
Well, there's like a part where he said something about...
he said they... No.
I remember
Rocket was genetically engineered.
Right, but he was genetic engineered...
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, right?
I know what you're thinking. They're having a moment.
Right.
Rocket is talking about blah, 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 and then Yondu goes through Rocket's like, sort of, oh, I know where you're from, blah, 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 and he says it because he's like, oh, you're twisted, blah, 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 experimented on, forgotten about, because that's what happened to me. We're the same person.
Oh, okay.
He's just connecting on like a,
I remember that, they were like passing by, and I must have been like already thinking about something that had already happened, and it like, when I like checked out for a second. But, okay, yeah.
Spoiler alert, Yondu dies. And I did not like that about this movie.
You didn't give us enough of a... You're supposed to say spoiler alert, then like...
I paused. He
is the smallest.
We'll go in.
I've seen smaller paws on a kitten.
We'll go in right before and add a spoiler alert. I'm gonna do a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert! And then now you're gonna edit that and put it right before that.
I'm not doing it.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna sound really good.
But yeah, Yondu was like my favorite character.
Now, I would say that I was sad to see him die, but I'm glad that for the story's sake that he did, and I think that was like more fulfilling.
Yeah. I feel like
with the Ravager funeral that they foreshadowed earlier.
That was
on,
cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It's going to force Peter. Ideally, it's going to force him to whatever because he lost. Not only did he lose both of his father figures, but he just met one of them, realized he was a fucking villain, evil villain, and this other one who he kind of saw as a villain, kind of Snape style.
Snape style is just
that wasn't that believable to me. Like, how do you not know the guy's not that bad? If he raised you your whole life,
I mean, whatever. I buy. I'll buy that shit.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking sleeper.
What do the Ravagers do? Are they all like kind of space
pirates?
They're
like pirates. Yeah, they're space
pirates. They
pirates.
have a code.
At the end, you see that
they have a Ravager's code, and that's what Yondu apparently had broken.
Yeah,
that's why they weren't.
But it's very ambiguous.
Yeah.
Well, what he broke. No, what he broke was he took the kid, and he didn't return.
No, he broke that to his father.
He was supposed to return the kid to
his father.
But the other Ravagers didn't give a shit.
Well, I thought that was what the code.
That's why he was kind of.
It was something about humans or whatever. We talked about that. That was implied. Like they set that up to where you find out what he broke the code for was to help Peter.
Sylvester was talking about.
Yeah, I just don't know why they would give a shit
because they have a code.
They got a strict code.
Well, no honor amongst thieves until there is.
That's what I mean.
So. If you guys didn't know this, I read the trivia about the movie, and they add some Easter eggs. Some of the Ravagers are characters mentioned in the comic books. One of them, you saw like a red alien with a weird head.
Yeah, I saw the post credits. I've seen him
spell.
before. Yeah.
He is apparently a character in the comics that was a student of Doctor Strange at some point. Like an alien.
Cool.
Yeah, well, there's that last one of the post credits is like Sylvester Stallone and his team of Ravagers, and like that's whatever that team is definitely somebody in the comics. I just am not familiar with Guardians at all in comics, but I knew I recognized that red guy. I've seen that in the comics before. But I mean, next movie, this team is going to be probably involved. Why would they have Sylvester Stallone to be in 4 scenes? Unless they
I don't know, just because that's funny.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, John C. Reilly, so many people in the last one. But I feel like he'll be in it again.
Do you think that bums out actors? Like, with all this Marvel stuff going on, when they get cast for maybe one role, and they're like once they get that role, they're like, oh, fuck, that means I can't get like a future superhero.
Yeah.
You know? Like, because it's just set, like, it seals your fate if you're
well,
just
you can't. If you're in, what's the one that's on Netflix, The Defenders?
Yeah.
Like, if you get stuck, you get cornholed into one of those.
Your Iron Fist now.
Yeah.
And you realize, shit, this means...
Well, you could always... shitty Iron Fist show forever.
There's still Sony and Fox that you could be a part of in the Marvel universe and the DC universe.
Ego is actually a character from the X-Men series, so I think it was owned by a different studio. They had to ask for permission.
For Ego? I think it's one of those things that if it ties into... If you look at there's like I've seen like an infographic of like all of the rights to different fucking superheroes from Marvel, and it's more Marvel is way worse with the rights.
Yeah, but now it seems like they're all owned by Sony.
They're all now Sony gave way to the Spider-Man shit, so Marvel. Yeah. So but I found it's like they don't own it fully; they just get to work together in it. It's like
weird.
Let us just don't you want to please your fans? Can't you admit defeat, Sony? You made Fantastic Four. Or Fox or whoever the fuck made it.
No, 4. Oh,
no, 4.
The Fantastic Fox.
It was BBC.
I thought you were trying to say Fantastic Mr. Fox. I was like, no. Fantastic Four.
No, it was either Fox or Sony. All right.
Sorry.
Well, that's it. I mean, blah, blah, blah. Guardians was great.
Yeah.
Go see it. Like
I'm just bummed that we won't get that whistling. The coolest weapon I've ever seen in any
I know. I remember
the whistling, like, red.
Well, I think maybe Sean Gunn's character might...
He'll probably be bad at it for a while.
Yeah.
Like they imply
at the end.
He can't be as cool as Michael Rooker, though.
No, but...
No, I mean, Yondu is a great character. I know, I didn't want him to die either, but it was a good story.
When he's hanging on his own weapon.
I knew.
It's like, you look like Mary Poppins. He's like, was he cool?
Was he badass?
He's like, super badass.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! That's the best fucking part of the movie.
My favorite part...
We're gonna miss out on future...
There's so many parts. My favorite part was the fucking opening scene. All of Baby Groot, he can fucking do anything, and it's goddamn hilarious and adorable. I love that he cusses a lot. I love the post-credit scene with teenage Groot.
Apparently,
that was weird.
It's so fucking funny, dude.
Does Vin Diesel voice Groot? Is that right? So apparently there is a version of the script where all of his lines are actually in English. And Vin Diesel had this. Wow.
Because he
said,
says,
"I am Groot," 17.
But he knows what he's saying, but in that inflection, that's why his performance. Because you listen to it, it's nuanced. He knows. That's why I was wondering if he knew what he was saying. I'm sure. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, that's fucking rad.
All right.
Anyway, I think that's time for it. And it's time for the quiz. All right. This is one of the few times I actually earned this quiz, too.
You did, buddy.
For, I think, maybe 3 or 4 times.
I'm a little bummed I didn't get the last quiz, because I know this movie, I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I was just... I get sleepy by the end of these.
I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to take you a nap. That's
All right.
Okay, so, this movie is an older movie.
Oh.
Released in 1962.
Okay.
And this is also a very popular, famous movie. This is included in the Library of Congress's National Film Registry.
The Graduate.
No, but that's 62. Graduate.
I don't know. It might be newer. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 70 or 69 or something like that. I don't know.
Anyway,
directed by David Lean. Yeah, I might have... My handwriting's fucked. My handwriting...
So that could be a clue.
It's either an N at the end or an H. So it's either David Lean or David Leia. I think it's David Lean.
Okay.
Anyway, earlier in our podcast today was mentioned a movie that this movie is very similar to.
Oh, what?
Okay.
All right. Red herring. Obi-Wan
Psycho.
Kenobi. What?
Psycho.
No. Obi-Wan Kenobi was a big star in this movie.
Ten Commandments.
No. That's a good guess, actually.
I'm trying to think of what else Alec Guinness was in.
Indeed.
Julius Caesar.
Also starring Anthony Quinn.
I don't know.
Medicine Woman.
And I'll hold off on the lead actor because that might give it away.
Okay.
But, this movie takes place in the desert. course.
Ten Commandments?
No.
Did
That's why I said it was.
Did I already
Lawrence
say
of Arabia.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
fuck.
it. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, we've talked about
Peter
that.
O'Toole.
You know, I thought we had
Really,
a time
man?
limit on our movies. I remember this takes up 2 VHS tapes.
Yes.
Ugh.
This is a 3.5 hour,
I'm
if
gonna
not
have
4
to
hour
do
movie.
a couple days. I'm gonna stretch this one out.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
definitely
excited.
stretch it out.
No, this will be fun. All right.
Cool.
This
I
is
mean, we haven't had like a classic.
Yeah,
in
this is
while.
a classic fucking
I'm annoyed
Criterion.
that I have to watch this, but I'm glad that I'll be able to cross it off my.
It's-
I've definitely seen it.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have.
Okay.
This one and Ben-Hur, because they're both like really long.
Lawrence of
epics.
Arabia is like the one. It cost $8 billion, right?
Well, yeah, it's you see
They
it. You see
killed-
all of it though.
Well, it's
They
a lot
killed
of sets.
a lot of horses or something, right?
Really?
No.
I
I mean, I wouldn't be
I was
surprised.
just talking about a lot of horses falling in this movie. Fuck
Well, I was
that
just about to
shit.
say, I wouldn't be surprised if horses were hurt, but like I don't know about killed.
Well, you hurt a horse and you pretty much got to kill it.
It was the '60s. Well, you're
They
right.
didn't
You're
give
right.
a
Actually,
fuck.
sorry.
They gave less of a fuck then. All right, cool. Horses
It's a
dying.
really beautiful movie still.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I know I've seen.
do you know, is it possible for anyone to stream this?
I don't know.
You haven't looked into it?
I haven't looked into it.
Um,
Well, this might have to be a library trip. Or
Ooh,
like
maybe
a,
I've been meaning to buy a VCR, and maybe I'll pull the trigger on a
this
VCR
would be on DVD somewhere.
and buy the 2 VHSs and watch it
I
on
might
VHS.
Amazon this or something. Like order it off
Prime.
Amazon or something. Because I want to own the physical copy of this. It's a good movie.
Go to Half Price Books. Hair plug. Visit your local Half Price Books, because god damn it, they're the best establishment.
yeah.
Press Books. I've been there once, I think.
Once?
There's
There's literally
I
probably...
bought Lord of the Rings there.
There's probably like 8 or 9 in Columbus.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
I went to one in Sawmill.
I almost bought a PlayStation 2.
Dude, it's the best. I bought that Dragon Ball Z VHS box set right there at Half Price Books.
I don't know
It
if
is
you guys-
David Lean.
David Lean, okay.
Lean with it.
I don't know
rock
if you
with
guys
it.
know this, but Lawrence of Arabia is not just a fantastic movie. It's based off of a real person in history.
And it's based on a book, too.
Lawrence from Arabia.
Well, no, it takes place during World War One, and Lawrence was a British officer who got kind of went native.
I guess I thought it was set like,
What?
I don't know.
Oh, like way in
old
the past
time,
or
old
something.
and old times.
I mean, technically, it's 19,
But it's like the
19
1900s. I thought it was like
Yeah, like
1800s.
oh, I see.
Or fucking who knows?
like Sinbad or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That. I see what you mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
I thought it was like Sinbad.
Yeah.
No, they got guns.
They got guns, baby.
There weren't any black people back then. Like the comedian Sinbad. That's the joke I was making.
I think of that every time.
Bad
Literally
joke.
every time.
It's a real bad joke.
Okay.
No, you're not alone. You're not alone.
All right, good. Remember that time he was on that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
Yeah.
with Rob Thomas?
Do you remember First Kid? Is that it?
Oh,
Yes.
hell
yes.
yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Remember that movie he was in, Kazam, where he played a genie?
Oh.
Never heard
Oh,
of it?
no.
Kazam.
Yeah, it's...
That was Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, no, there's like
Shazam.
that Mandela effect
Please,
thing about...
please, I hope they all stop listening by now.
About that. Sinbad made a... Look it up yourself.
Okay, yeah, I don't. Yeah.
It's the hair club for Sinbad. Wasn't in a genie movie, but people think that he was 'cause of the internet.
Wow. Well,
I'm Mary Poppins,
You know what?
y'all.
I'm Mary Poppins.
I
y'all.
think that was the best episode we've ever done.
That
I
was-
really, we say it every time, but I really think that it was the
I
best
don't
one.
think I've ever thought that before.
It was okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I usually do because I'm just proud. I'm proud.